The story of man's fall into sin is rooted in the biblical account of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, found in Genesis chapters 2 and 3. It describes how the first humans disobeyed God, introducing sin into the world and breaking the perfect harmony of creation. The story. In the beginning, God created a perfect world, including Adam and Eve, whom he placed in the beautiful Garden of Eden. The garden was filled with every kind of tree that was pleasant to the eye and good for food. In the center of the garden stood two special trees, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God gave Adam and Eve freedom to eat from any tree in the garden except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. He warned them that if they ate from it, they would surely die. For a time, Adam and Eve lived in perfect harmony with God, each other, and nature. They were naked, but felt no shame because they were innocent. However, one day, a serpent, often interpreted as Satan in disguise, approached Eve. The serpent questioned God's command, saying, "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" Eve explained that they could eat from all trees except the one in the middle, or they would die. The serpent deceived her, claiming, "You will not surely die, for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Tempted by the thought of gaining wisdom and being like God, Eve took the fruit and ate it. She also gave some to Adam, who was with her, and he ate it as well. Immediately, their eyes were opened, and they realized they were naked. Overcome with shame, they sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves. When God came to walk in the garden, Adam and Eve hid among the trees. God called out, "Where are you?" Adam replied, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." God confronted them about their disobedience. Adam blamed Eve, and Eve blamed the serpent. God then pronounced judgment. The serpent was cursed to crawl on its belly and face enmity with humanity. Eve was condemned to experience pain in childbirth and a strained relationship with her husband. Adam was cursed to toil and labor for food from the ground, which would now produce thorns and thistles. Finally, God made garments of animal skins to clothe Adam and Eve, symbolizing the first sacrifice for sin. He banished them from the Garden of Eden, preventing them from eating from the tree of life and living forever in their sinful state. Significance. This story explains the origin of sin and its consequences, including death, suffering, and separation from God. It also introduces the concept of free will, as Adam and Eve chose to disobey God despite his warning. According to Christian theology, this event brought about original sin, a condition inherited by all of humanity, necessitating redemption through Jesus Christ.